Okay, so today we have this one, page 71, hashtag 71, today's date, 11/6/2019. And this one is going to be my 8th hour. So we could actually continue this later. Like I was saying a little bit ago, I am not going to complete these notes today. And I'm doing that on purpose. Tomorrow we are going to finish the notes. So we're only going to do the front page today. Tomorrow we're going to finish it. And given that, you will have all the rest of tomorrow to try and get in some of this homework. I'm also going to give you the review if you got some of that homework turned in. Okay, a lot of people still nothing every day. I really need you to do some of the practice so you know what's going on. If you guys realized it, a lot of the questions that you see from the quiz came from the homework. We just changed the numbers. That's all it is. We just changed numbers. Okay, so take a look at this. If you guys followed this from yesterday, we had a couple things here. So my formula is here. Starting at A, common ratio R, the sum of S, and terms, N is my terms. What is going to be my A value in this pattern? What is it? 2? No, it's not counted by 2. What's the A value? A, yeah, not by itself. My initial is what? Say it, Justice. 1/2. If you guys remember yesterday's, my initial value would be my first one, right? That's the initial value. So it's going to be A is 1/2. R. So R is going to be the rate that it is increasing. It's going to be not by 2, 1/2. Because the bottom is multiplied by 2, right? So it's going to multiply by 1/2. So 4 times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. You notice that? So for it to be only affecting the bottom, it's going to be 1/2. So we're trying to find the first 50 terms. So what do you think 50 represents? And N. Thank you. It's the N, right? So my N in this one's going to be 50. So let's go ahead and set it up just like we did yesterday. So I'd start off with S equals 1/2, parentheses, 1/2, right?
And then 30.
50th power. There we go. 50th power. Remember? The formula's right here if you forgot it. I am going to, but I'm trying to get to this point. So this is 50, so that's why it goes there. Close. Everything is over.
1 minus 1/2.
Very good. All right. So I'm hoping everyone in this class is going to be putting this in the calculator because once it comes time to do the test, you have to know how to use a calculator. If you don't know how to use a calculator, yes, then you're going to be super salty at me and you're going to be asking me during the quiz. I'm going to say, hell no, to the no, no, no. Napkins? No, no napkins. Yeah, use some butt wipes. That's what it is, right? And I want a decimal, so I have to get a control enter on this one. Hopefully you guys all got it. That's 0. Huh? I heard Apache. What?
You said, what if she wasn't here?
There was a video yesterday too.
I didn't get an update on that. And I was there, like, trying to get it back, and then it gave me
I can't look at people individually yet. I have to set up my computer to actually do that. And like I said, this is my 3rd computer today.
Is your computer working now?
Kinda.
Still broken?
Okay, Matata, does yours look like this? I have it up on the screen. This is exactly how yours should look.
It keeps putting the 1/2 to the side.
I just put 0.5.
Moises, weren't you next?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're after Moises. Okay, is anyone still struggling with this?
Yes, hold on.
Go ahead.
All right. I'm changing it up now. Let's look at the second one here, please. We're looking at the second one. So now, the second one, what is the A value?
1.
So my initial value is 1. My R value is?
1.
What is it?
1.
1/2.
Give me that.
1/2.
Yeah.
And now we're doing the same thing again, right? So S equals
1 times 1 minus 1/2 to the 50th power exploded over 1 minus 1.
We're doing that again?
that's what it says for number 2.
What is that?
Oh, it said at 1 instead of the half.
And how's that change it? What does it change?
The A.
It just changes my A value, doesn't it? So what do you think this one's going to be?
One.
I know you got it, so hold on. I know everyone is calculating this because, like I said, putting it in the calculator is half the skill here. Now, why do you think this one's 2?
It's because it has 1 in it.
It's starting with 1, right? And aren't I summing up all these, right? That was all this, wasn't it? All this summed up to be 1. But if I'm taking the sum, it's going to be this 1, right? Plus the one that I started with. So it's this one plus the one that I had previously. So that's going to give me my 2. Sure. This next one. This next one here says, in 2012, about 71,000 homes were sold in the United Kingdom. For the next 3 years, the number of homes sold increased by about 18% annually. Assuming that the sales trend continues, okay, assuming that this can continue, how many homes were sold in 2013? So, let's take a look. So, I'm going to go with my, what's my initial value? 71, but my units are thousands, right? So I'm just going to use the 71 though. So A is 71, and the R.
No, 81. 18. 18. 1.8. 0.18.
It's going to be 0.18, or as a fraction. Yes, go ahead now. 18 over 100, right? Remember, because percent means out of 100, right? The word percent means out of 100. If it's 18%, so out of a fraction, it would be 18 out of 100. So 18 over 100. Okay, so now we're going to do this like we did yesterday. We started this yesterday. So my first one is going to be 71, right? So you guys got to look at yesterday's, and so it's going to be plus. We're not going to the formula yet on this one. What do I put next?
1500.
18 over 100.
What?
1800. Yeah.
Nope. Did you look at yesterday's? You can flip the page to see it. It was on the front of yesterday's.
Wait, give me a second. 71. Times 18 over 100.
18 over 100. Yeah.
What did he say?
Wait, why are you trying to 71 by 18?
Did you look at yesterday's notes? Okay, so listen up, please. Now, on yesterday's notes, this is the pattern that we did every time. Because we started with the initial amount, and then we added a piece to it, right? We added a piece to what I had. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so that's super important. So I'm adding a piece to that. So that means that for this, for 2013, so it's going to be this plus my 2013 value is going to give me, calculate it please. What is it? I don't,
83.7.
yeah.
I got 83.78.
Yeah, top.
Hold up, I put 17. My fault. I'll do it.
Is it 83?
Dude, no one's talking to you.
Can I go the
You
rest?
fight right now.
Candy gets back.
Yeah, my water bill. 83.78. Is that what you got? Yeah. I can do this. You can guess what?
And then don't we do
Now,
71 again?
now, listen here. So the next one, so that was 2013, wasn't it? So the next one's going to be,
2014.
so 2014, right? So it's going to be my previous plus my next one, right? Okay. So it's going to be plus,
Oh, so you added another one to the 2014.
so we're going to add it. So now I did it in red because that's going to be my 2014 value.
Open your eyes. I'm sick. This is the nigga that coughed.
Excuse me.
Says the person that did
Stop
something.
talking.
What do you get?
86.04. Oh, wait, oh, 8, oh, 8.
Oh, 8? Okay. So, do you think that makes sense?
Yes.
No.
Not really. Why?
It's because it's decreasing. Oh, no, wait, no. No, wait.
It-
Oh, stupid. Wait.
Now, I want you to think about it like this.
Rapid.
Going from my starting to my next one, that made a huge jump, isn't it? That's like 12,000. So shouldn't it be going up even more?
Yeah, but it's still negative.
I know, but shouldn't it be going up even more?
Or this at least the same number.
Right? It should at least be going up at the same number, right?
That's saying it's only going up 3,000.
So if it's increasing every time by 18%, shouldn't it be a lot more than this?
Yes.
It should be. And I'm going to show you why. So there's one thing that we had from yesterday, which is slightly different of today. So yesterday when we were talking about the percent that was left over, now we're actually going to be doing, okay, the sum of the totals of what we have. So what it is, it's increasing, but it's got to keep increasing. So I need to have my initial value as part of this. My initial value is going to be the 71. Now to get that, it's going to be 1 times 71. So what is 100% of 71? 71. So if I want to have more than that, I would go to a higher percent, would I?
Yeah.
So I want to be like one of those football coaches that say that you have to give 110%, right?
You need 118% in this one.
Thank you. In this one, we need 118%. So I'll let you guys go with this right now to see what it's supposed to be. But because I need to increase it, the whole thing, it's going to be 118%. So let's go ahead and correct these. So this is supposed to be 118 over 100. Because 100% would be 100 over 100, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be 71,000.
Wait, we don't do it to both of them? Or just
Yes, you're going to do that one also. But I'm just doing this one first. So we have to give 100% and then 18% on top of that.
Oh, because it's increasing by
Yes, it is. It is increasing by 18%. So you give 100% and then you have to go up above that. Otherwise, it's just going to level out right here.
Yeah, it's gonna come down every time.
So what are we going to have right here? Instead of the 83, it's 154? Let's see what I get. It is 71 plus 71 times what? 8
Over 100.
over. Oh, that should be 100.
You put double zeros.
There we go.
Yeah, zeros mean nothing.
I've never done this much math.
Remember when you used to be a Harvard student?
Damn,
You're not supposed to do the whole one? The whole equation?
Okay.
Oh, no,
So
I did the
now because we're adding this up, right? We're adding this up, so it's going to be the total for both years together.
Yeah.
Because I'm adding the 71 plus my increase.
So do you do it again?
So that means that just this 1 year by itself, so the total in between these would be all of them together. So what we found out right here is only for a particular year. This is just 1 year. This is the year of 2013, right? Now, let's see if we could actually get this. Watch this. So I'm going to go minus my 71, right? Because that is combined,
How did you do that?
that is combined both years together. So we found both years together doing from 2012 and 2013.
So if you get 2014, do you just...
So if we did 2014, we would do a specific one for 2014.
Oh.
So, watch. So we're going to do that again. So for this one, oh, I'm sorry. I got to change my, where's my thing? Okay, so now 20. Okay, so for right here, it's going to be 2014, right?
Yeah.
2014, it's going to be this, right? But if I did it correctly, it should be the sum of all of them, right? So I'm changing this to what is it? Okay, so the total, to say it again, to what? So this is the total. That's why S is my variable I'm using. S is the total. Remember, we were calling it sum yesterday. But we are finding out each one particular at a certain point. So we did this math, which gave us all these, which gave us this, right? But we want the sum of all of them. So if I said, hey, in a certain year, so in the year, so I'm going to ignore this right here. So, you know what? In the year, EAR, okay, let's go with 2015, right? So only in the year 2015. Only if I'm doing the year 2015. I would find it out first, right? So I could do all of these, which would add, right? So this is 14, and then this one would be 15, wouldn't it? 71, and it would be 118 over, and this is cubed, right? Sorry. So it would be this piece right here, right? It would be this piece right here, which ought to add.
That's not what I'm talking about.
This guy.
I would have this piece right here, and this would give me my total, right? This would give me my total for all the years, right?
Yeah.
But what if I only want 2015?
Then just make a sum
do
of
it
the one,
to-
not to the cube, not cube.
No, no, no.
Never mind.
You still do it.
Because it's,
Yeah.
and so I would do what?
18.
I would just do 18, wouldn't I? And that would, look, the 100% would give me the sum of them, right? Hey, shh. 100% would give me a sum of them, but the 18% would give me just that specific year. That's what we did in these ones right here, didn't we? So, if I were to do that, I would do the same thing, but for one specific year. Or, if I wanted to find this, couldn't I have done all this right here, and then subtract the previous? So, this is going to help you out later on, because it's going to ask for a specific year, or it's going to ask for the sum. So, predict the total numbers.
So it'll be 71, 18 over 100 squared. To the third, my fault. To get that year.
No, it's all of it, all of it. So if you're going to do that, yes, yes.
So instead of putting the square and then
Yes, I think I got what you're asking. So yes, let me calculate it. Someone took my calculator off my desk. They're all horrible people. 71 parentheses. And that one by itself, so that year, so 2015, I came up with 116.66.
That's for 2015 only, right?
Yep, just only in that one year.
Then how you get all of them? You can just put them on, like
If you do the sum, isn't that, add it all together?
also get that, then add them all together, and that's that every year. Get them all.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Why you lost it?
So this one was 2015. 2014. 13. 12. Now, let's look at this next question here. Predict the total number of house sales from 2012 to 2017.
That's a lot of math.
2012, 2017.
How many years is that?
Jesus.
So we just put it to the fifth power.
So that would be 5, wouldn't it? That would be the sum of all this, right?
Yeah. Then you just have to go 6 times. And have them all-
5.
The seven, we go to
I mean,
fifth
5
power,
times.
right?
So it's going to be 71 parentheses 1
Subtracted from
5 squared minus. Is that it? Is that all the math you have to do for this one?
Is that where you're stopping or you're stopping the last one?
That's a formula. No, I'm pulling out my calculator so you guys can see it.
No, I mean, is that where you're
Is
stopping?
that what it,
Yes, it is.
let me do it first.
507.
Out of 100? Oh my gosh, look at that.
71. You should have wrote it down.
Out of 1 minus 118.
Divided by 100.
Gamma,
Fifth power.
you're grabbing a broom after this.
Fifth five?
You forgot to close it.
It's closed.
Oh, it closes it anyway?
Wait,
Yeah, because you notice it's gray
you have to put parentheses.
on this one.
Yeah,
Watch.
because it doesn't always work.
It does it right here.
It doesn't work on the other one.
Control enter.
It does.
Where'd you get?
507949.
That's what I got. Alright.
So what does that mean? Let's go back to the. So what does it mean?
That's the sum of the 5 years.
Okay, now go back to the word problem. Go back to the word problem. We're describing it specifically now. This means what?
The sum of the 5 years.
Sum of the 5 years. But what are my units and what are we talking about?
Oh, 500.
507 homes.
500.
1,000
Homes.
home sales. Okay, so now does this seem right now? Do you guys understand this now each time?
Yes, sir.
So to find the individual year, we did this, right?
You just go by 1.
To get to the certain year, right? And what was this right here, what we did? So if you notice, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So wasn't this just, the fourth one would be n minus 1, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So I can go back and I could just say, hey, it was a parentheses r to the,
And minus 1.
and that would give me each year.
I understand it, but I don't think I will.
Okay, so we got another 5 minutes left of class. Listen, use this time wisely. Calculator. Yesterday's homework. Yesterday's homework needed a calculator, so make sure that you are actually. Oh, hold on. Like, share, subscribe.